Darkcast Network. Welcome to the dark side of podcasting.
Warning. The following podcast may occasionally contain strong language and material that is not suitable for all ages. If you are easily offended, it is highly advised that you turn back now. However, if you're a degenerate, welcome, brethren. You've found your home.
Welcome to the Crime Diner. We are a Jersey podcast, and on the menu is a variety of true crime, cults, mysteries, historical hilarities, and sometimes victim stories. We do this within a Dinner with Friends theme. I'm Nidia.
I'm Dana.
I'm Cindy.
Last week, I brought you the terribly sad story of the Bever brothers. It was a familicide. So much destruction.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Yeah.
I hated that story.
Yeah. I didn't love telling it.
No?
No, I didn't.
It's because you're medicated now?
I'm medicated,
Yeah.
yes. I don't take such pleasure in other people's misery.
No.
That's good. Strike that. I never did. Anywho, so you have a story for us.
In the realm of human relationships, few betrayals cut as deeply as infidelity.
Uh-huh.
The pain, mistrust, shattered foundations that follow can seem insurmountable, leaving those involved in a state of uncertainty and despair.
Right.
However, some people believe that there is a possibility of healing and growth and redemption in the face of such grievous breach of trust.
Right.
And some people decide it's better just to kill them. Well, today we're going to talk about the latter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Decisions were made.
Decision choices, some would say.
Yeah. We're going to share those stories with you, but first, the food. Let us pray. Bless us, O patrons, for these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy donations through Patreon every month, under the power of the V Podcast.
Cult. You guys are getting pizza?
Okay. All right. What kind of pizza do we have?
We are having mushrooms, shallots, and bacon on a white pie.
I'm speechless.
We love to see it.
The other pie is red sauce, pepperoni, ricotta cheese with garlic and red pepper flakes and all of that stuff.
Now, are these homemade?
Of course
They
they're
look
homemade.
homemade.
They're definitely homemade.
Okay.
Amazing.
Stop, you asshole.
That's delicious. I mean, you know what? Pizza's one of those things that you just fucking never get tired of
That's
eating.
right. Never, ever.
What is the magic behind pizza?
It's
Like, because you know,
love.
some foods you eat a lot of it and you're just like, I'm over
I mean,
it.
it's like the 3 food groups, right? Or how many food groups are there? I don't know. It's
It depends on what you put on
it's
it.
dough. It's
bread.
sauce. Yeah,
It's
sauce,
grains,
it's cheese,
Dairy,
Come on.
vegetables,
It's all
and
the
meat.
things. It's a food pyramid, all in one bite.
All in one bite.
It's delicious.
Yes.
Do you want to see what you're getting for dessert?
Let's see it.
It's brownie pizza.
Ooh,
Holy
With
shit. Is that cream frosting?
It is cream
like a
cheese frosting.
cheesecakey. Mmm.
Oh my
Strawberries and everything on there.
Wait, what's that hard chocolate drizzled over it?
Melted hard chocolate.
Oh, by George. I think she's got it. Wow.
What are
is
we
that
drinking?
What that is?
Beer, because what else goes with pizza?
Pizza and beer. Okay.
Yeah, but this beer tastes a little orangey,
Yeah.
citrusy, if you will.
It's like a seasonable. It's called seasonable sour. Bay Days. It's a local Cape May Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Right by where I work.
Does it taste like work?
No, fortunately it doesn't. It's actually really good. It's like sour, orangey kind of.
If you had to give work a flavor, what would that be?
Toilet water. Back of the toilet water. Like where it sits in that bin.
Damn it.
So this one's the Cape May beer, and it says it's sea salt, lime, and cherry.
That's delicious.
It really is.
I love the beer.
And apparently I had 2 of them. I don't recall.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, buckle up.
All right.
Let's go. What'd you think of the pizza?
God. I mean,
Delicious.
yeah, she brought me there.
She really did.
She really did. I ate through the stomach ache because
Good.
I was so stuffed.
Yeah.
And then I brought you the brownie. And
then, and I was just like,
this bitch brings out the brownie after we have these 2 huge pieces of pizza, and they're like thick and you know, homemade pizza can be like thick and yeasty and doughy and delicious.
And you're gassy.
I know, I'm a little the beer is making me a little gassy. So good.
Oh my god.
Loved it. I picked my
so
pepperoni
flavorful.
off. Rude.
You picked your what? Pepperonis off?
Yeah, that's gross.
The fuck is your problem?
I don't eat that shit.
You're an anarchist.
I am. I hate it. I love the mushrooms and shallots.
Oh my god.
She had a little extra sauce in the pot, so I dipped it
felt
in there.
elegant, really.
Fancy pants.
Yeah.
We love it. What about that dessert?
Wait, I'm still not done with the pizza.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about it.
It was very crunchy. Mm-hmm. The crust, it had like a caramelization going on.
Yeah, real crispy bottom.
Yes, but soft in the inside, like soft, tender.
It was nice and thick.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was everything that you would want a pizza.
Yeah,
to
with
be.
especially the ricotta, like mixed with all the spices.
God, yes,
and on the each slice.
and the meat. I mean, you took the meat off because you're a fucking lunatic. Yeah. You love chaos. I don't know what to tell you.
Love chaos. She said, when she saw me taking the meat off.
Yeah. So I ate the whole thing, and then I was just like, okay, I can't eat another bite. And she whips out this fucking gorgeous brownie pizza,
slices of strawberries all over it.
It felt kind of fucking elegant.
It was decadent,
classy.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I really do love a brownie.
I like a brownie. I don't love that Cindy puts chocolate pieces in it,
chunks of chocolate,
because I don't love like a chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. I don't love a death by chocolate situation.
Oh, I do.
So I took the pieces of chocolate out, but the brownie and the slight tartness of the cream cheese frosting
and the berries.
Yeah.
Oh see, I do like the crunch of the chocolate because I don't usually like a nut. So the hard chocolate inside the brownie gives it a textural situation that I'm into.
I mean, I get that you don't like nuts in your mouth.
I do not like nuts in my mouth.
I do like nuts.
I know.
So, you know.
Sorry that was missing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. And somewhere in this planet, there's a granny born in 66 that really hates
another
it.
granny. Why don't you tell us about
really
that?
Hates this.
Cindy was like, "Hey, y'all, you got a review. We got a
and we wouldn't know because we've completely checked out.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, and so usually when we get a review,
it's a 5-star review.
It's 5 stars.
Yeah.
It looked like when I was looking at the thing, there must have been a 1 4-star and 1 3-star also.
Really?
I hadn't known that before, but that's what it looks like.
Oh shit!
But you know, maybe Cindy protects us. I think.
Really?
Except today she assaulted us.
Maybe they well, maybe she just they're giving the stars, but they're not writing anything.
Right.
We're not worthy of the insult.
Right.
But today we got a 1 star.
Today was the clincher.
Oh, and boy, what a clincher that was! And honestly,
hard 1-star review.
I wish we had I wish we had like the little window to comment and respond to our comments, because we recently challenged someone to give us a bad review. Yeah. You know? And so
But we said still give us 5 stars.
Still give us 5 stars, right? And Granny 66, to be more specific, another Granny 66, she took us to task.
Yeah, a valid review.
Yes. And I really wanted to respond just to let her know that I wholeheartedly agree with her comment.
She's seen. We see you.
Yes, we see you, and we are with you in sisterhood.
Yeah. Do you want to read the review?
Yeah, definitely. Can somebody give me a phone so that I can read the review properly? You'll understand why I need the phone.
Yeah, it's wordy.
Yeah, it honestly speaks a mouthful.
Yeah.
You know, at least about, I don't know what episode it was that turned her off, but this came in the heels of my last episode.
I really wish, no, because we had a filler episode, but that doesn't really count because that wasn't like what our typical episode was.
Right.
So I don't think, we can't hang this on Dustin's head.
No. I refuse to hang this on Dustin's head.
No.
I choose to take the blame for that.
Okay, fair enough. Real team player here.
Another Granny 66 writes, "Nope, no thanks." 1 star. Nope. No thanks.
Oh, fuck. That's so good.
I was just like...
The way I cackled when you fucking read that shit. Nope. Fair enough, Granny. Fair enough. Not everyone's cup of tea.
Picture her typing this. Like, what is she like? She's a mystery. I want to have her on as a guest.
66 is not that old. Like, I mean, if she was born in
she's
66,
like 50 something.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, she's like a Gen Xer.
Yeah,
like a
what the fuck?
older Gen Xer, but she's a Gen Xer.
She said, nope.
She embodies our feelings, honestly, because we've been all about the nopes.
Honestly, I read it 3 days ago and I could not be mad at it. I was like, I understand.
Yeah.
I wish she would have said simply no.
Simply, if she would have said that, I would have just...
Oh, she listens.
We would have had to give her $100.
I mean... We would have had to have her on. I want to have her on as a guest. I want her to tell us
love that.
Where we dropped the ball.
Yeah. How can we make things better?
In detail. I want to know.
Nope. No, I mean, honestly, you couldn't have given a funnier fucking... Like, when you were like, we got a 1-star review, I was like, oh, shit. Like,
right.
Because that's always like, your fear of being like, you said this thing about our family.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Something,
yeah,
like,
God forbid.
Egregious, yeah.
Right.
No. Nope. Okay.
I mean...
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. You know?
So funny.
Oh my God. I love her for that. Like, she really fucking...
She's just out here.
Yeah, like, she's just out there, like, really making... She knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. And I really want to know what it was that really turned her off. I mean, there's probably a plethora of things that we on a daily... Every episode is full of questionable shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, we're gonna end this podcast and look back and like listen for shits and giggles and cringe every step of the way. Just completely cringe.
I think about that sometimes, like, if I were, like, say, tragically die in a car accident or something.
Yeah.
And then, like, my son has nothing to, like, go back, and then he's like, oh my God, she had that fucking podcast.
Right, yeah.
And then she goes and listens, and she's like, oh, she's a fucking idiot.
I'm glad she's dead. Let me go spit on her grave.
What an idiot. Dump the ashes behind the dumpster in the apartment complex.
You fucking dummy. Always going into the damn woods.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so...
Tragic. So I have an update.
Of...
my parking war situation.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
For those of you that have been following along, Dana has a parking situation.
Yeah.
Apparently her neighborhood thinks that she just moved in, even though she's been there for a while, years now.
Yeah, so the other day, my son and I have been working in the yard.
Uh-huh.
I have somehow convinced this child that this house, not convinced, I have somehow...
Manipulated?
No, laid the realization on this boy.
Okay.
That this home is his inheritance.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
okay.
That makes sense.
And that, the better we take care of it now.
Yes.
The more it will be worth when it's his.
Right.
He's not a little kid. He's 20 years old. Yeah. I'll probably die in this house unless I decide to move to Costa Rica, which is, in the back of my brain.
Okay. Let's
Puerto
visit
Rico,
one
whatever.
more time.
Yeah.
You'd probably like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But it's probably cheaper to live in Costa Rica.
Absolutely. So, anyway, so I've been, convinced him, like, we need to go under the house to do this thing.
Right.
We need to, the people that live there before us, my mom lived there before us, but her weirdo idiot boyfriend, like, thought it was the back part of the house was, like, Sanford and Son. So he, like, whenever the neighbors would, like, do demolition in their house, he would drag the trash into the woods behind our house.
Why?
Because he's, like, I don't know, fucking crazy. So we have been going into the woods.
What's back there? I might want it. I'm just kidding.
There's, like, a tub and windows and, like, all this shit. So Gage and I have been going back there because the two neighbors on either side have really nice backyards.
Okay.
Like, and the property's not really ours, but I want to clean it up and make it look so nice because they all just look sort of blend into each other.
Okay.
So we've been cleaning it up so ours can look nice like that too. So he and I have been out there literally dragging this tub, filling it up with trash. We got bulk trash this week. All of this shit's outside. The mail lady, who admittedly I don't check my mail enough, but I've been trying to be better. And I saw my mail lady the one day, and there was a check. I had gotten a check from my insurance company, and she wrote on it, mailbox blocked. and put it in the mailbox. Yeah. So I saw her out there. It was a Saturday. And I said, hey, I just want to tell you, like, I'm really sorry that I keep blocking the mailbox. I'm having a parking war with this lady across the street. I'm pointing to the house across the street. I'm like, it's just, there's nowhere really to park.
You pointed?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And this lady watches us.
Oh, my God.
Because I pointed at her house. I said, because the lady, first of all, she was in her truck. And I went up to the back of the truck and I was like, excuse me. I didn't want to scare her. And then I was like, excuse me. And then she turned around and she goes, ah! I was trying not to scare you. I swear to God. So I told her, I'm so sorry. Like, you don't have to, if it's blocked, don't worry about the mail. Like, just give it the next day or whatever. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, who were you having a parking war with? And I'm like, this one across the street. She's giving us a hard time. And she's like, is she parking in front of your mailbox? Because if she is, I won't give her mail. And I'm like, I was like, no, it's us. She's not
shots were fired.
Yeah, she's like, all right. She's like, because I get mad because I think people think that I'm like their servant. I have to get out of the truck, and I don't have to get out of the truck if I don't. And I said, no, listen, please don't get out of the truck. It's not a big deal. Like, if it's blocked, it's blocked. Like, no big deal. So she has been getting out of her truck. She's been putting the mail in. So I've really been trying not to block the mailbox, but it's been chaos, So as I'm talking to her, the lady across the street comes out.
Oh, shit.
And just, like, fiddles. Whenever you're out there, she just comes out and fiddles. Like, to, like, let you know that she's out there, I guess.
That she's watching her parking spot.
I guess. I don't fucking know what her problem is. Anyway, so I said to my girlfriend... of course, I'm like, oh my God, we got the mail lady on our side. Like, this feels like a win on us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Honestly.
Yeah, so I said to my girlfriend, like, I don't know, a couple days later, I'm like, can you move the mail? I'm going to pull out of the driveway. Can you move my car that's in front of the mailbox? Whatever.
Right.
No cars in my driveway. Because I left for work and my son left for work. And my girlfriend moves my car from in front of the mailbox to across the street. I'm like,
your girlfriend...
I was like, you're fucking agitated. I said, you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
She's like, I was trying to leave the driveway open for you guys. I'm like, no, stop fucking with them. Okay? I'm like, you're fucking antagonizing them now.
She really is.
She is. So anyway, we have a wedding coming up, and she had ordered a dress. The dress didn't get delivered because we were blocking the mailbox. Because it was UPS. It wasn't the mail people. And... so my girlfriend was like fucking beside herself because now it was getting rerouted back to the dress location, and the wedding is Sunday.
Yes.
She's like, if it doesn't come tomorrow, she's like, I'll burn their house down. I'm like, okay,
and I believe it.
Settle down. So the dress came, thankfully, and she's like, I'm going to go say something to the neighbor. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, like, we have to come to an agreement. Okay. Because now my son has a friend staying for the summer who... and
her car has to go somewhere.
So now there's 4 adults, 4 cars. And she's like, we can't keep blocking the mailbox. It's fucking rude to the mail lady.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to have a conversation with her. And she's like, I'll be so pleasant. I swear to God. But, like, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
So maybe by next week we'll have some sort of resolution. But she is going over. We're up to the point that...
but she's not going to agree.
Well, so here, my girlfriend's like, I will park every car I own across the street. Like, don't think I won't... yeah. You know. She's like, I will fucking buy a new car to not... let her, I'll park in her spot and not, because we've been really kind to like leave them the spot and like be fair. She just needs to move up like fucking 6 feet.
Right.
And so anyway, so we'll see. I don't know if she's going to talk to the neighbor, but that's the update with the mail at this point. Or with the parking lot. But we have the mail lady on our side.
Oh my God.
So, and she was like, I won't deliver their mail. So she has, I was like, no, it's fine. I don't want to cause a bunch of trouble, but it was nice to feel, I felt like that was a win for us. Certainly.
Oh my God. Dana's fucking, you got allies.
Yeah, I think I need to leave the mail lady like a gift card
or
something.
You do. You really, really do.
Yeah, because she's like really been like going above and beyond.
Also,
like,
she said she would fight for you.
I know, and I'm like, you don't have to, like, please, like, skip our mail. I don't give a fuck. There's nothing in there I want.
You think you can get the fire department on your side?
I don't know, man. I was like, should I call the
we won't put
township?
A fire out.
Yeah. I'm like, should I call the township and have them, maybe they can put marks on the street or something? I don't know how easy that even is to get done, but like, this is crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the update. In cleaning my backyard, okay, and finding all this trash,
right?
You know, the fence that was put up in my yard before, the like raggedy one,
right?
was taken down. A neighbor was getting a new fence. They tore down the fence, put it in the street, and my mom's weird boyfriend drug it over and put it up. And it was like, whatever. I didn't realize all of this because, so the ladies next to me, you know, the people on the other side don't really speak English. So I didn't want to just tear stuff down without asking, like, is it mine? Is it yours? Yeah. And I'm like, do you know if this trash? And I'm like, putting me or you in this trash. And she's like, no, you mommy. And I was like, oh, fuck, my mom did this shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it. Because it's just been there, you know, for all this time. So, you know, Gage and I are back there and we're throwing, and 2 houses over and back in the woods, maybe like,
you know, Google Translate exists, right?
Yes, we do talk to Google Translate if it's important or like if it's more than 1 or 2 sentences that we can't like mime to each other. 2 houses over and back in the woods, maybe like a football field. Okay. Gage is like, do we have to get that trash over there? And I'm like, no, like that's not our property. Yeah. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, that's a motherfucking tent.
No.
It's a tent.
No.
Gage is like, that's not a tent. I'm like, bitch. It is a fucking tent. I'm like, it's gray and dark hunter green.
Back there?
It is a tent. I'm like, oh, fuck. So then, I'm like, 2 or 3 nights ago, I was with my dog outside. And my dog is like, pointed at the fucking woods, right? Like, I mean, pointed. Right. And I'm like, it spooked me. The way he was like, pointed at the wood. And it was like, shh, 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 shh. And it sounded like, I'm like, it's got to be like a possum or a raccoon, like walking through the woods, right? And now I'm like, fuck, it was probably a person. Because it was, whatever it was, it sounded fucking huge.
Right.
To the point that I was like, get in the house, motherfucker. I'm like, that scared me. You know what I mean? And you can't see because it's just woods back there. So I'm like,
you don't have a fence back there?
Nobody does because it's not our property. So like the fence line is way closer to the house. Okay. So everybody's like back of their fences open.
So why don't you just put why don't you
it's just woods.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh my God. Gage is like, that's not a tent. That's not a tent. I'm like, it's a fucking tent. It's a fucking tent. So I go inside.
You know from tents, too.
Yeah, I'm like, I know. And all you can see is just like the top crest of it. Because it's like the wood, you know, the small little trees come up to like waist length.
This is a person who has no fear of ticks.
And like just is maybe like living in the woods. Right. You know, has nowhere else to go. And I'm like, the like hippie person of like empathy and kindness. Maybe like, I don't want to bother them. Maybe they're having a hard time and this is a place they feel safe and that's fine. And then the like person who has true crime podcast is like, oh my God, there's a person living in the woods behind me. Do I tell the people behind the house? Like at least they should probably know. Right. You know, Gage's friend moves in and I'm like, she's just here for the summer. And I said, she's going to work here at the shore and she's going to leave and she has studying abroad in the fall and whatever. And I said, you know, just not to freak you out, there's a tent in the woods. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you told me because if I would have found that out, I would have been so terrified. Like, what if they're like looking in the window? Yeah. You know? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm naked all the time.
All the time.
I mean, I haven't been as naked because like all these people live in my house now. So that's a relief. But like, I don't know. I'm naked a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm out there yesterday barbecuing.
He has probably seen your tenderonies many times.
Wait. So the lady whose house it's behind is like this eccentric older woman who walks her cat on a leash and smokes joints in the backyard.
Oh, kind of like an older version of you. Yes. Okay, got it.
So she's back there like tending to her little like garden. Beautiful little garden she's got back there. And every now and then, you know, I see her and she says hi and I say hi and she's got a little cat on her leash.
Is she the one that got mad at Gage for putting dog
No,
poop
that's the next door.
All right, got it.
This lady's great. She's like, your dog can be in my yard anytime you want. Yeah, she's so sweet. So I walk over there and I say, I gotta ask you. I said, I don't want to like start no shit or nothing, you know?
Ooh, you're talking to your neighbors. You're growing up.
But I was like, I maybe would probably want to know.
Right.
But like, do you know that there's a tent back there? And like, possibly, I mean, maybe it's your tent? Maybe someone like, but maybe it's her like weird mentally ill brother that she's like, you can't live in the house, but you can live in the backyard. You know what I mean?
Good Lord.
I don't know. Something
terrible.
Well, I don't know. People be doing that kind of shit.
Okay.
She goes, oh, that right there? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh. She's like, that's my compost pile. She's like, I put all my things back there. I got a little grill. It's like my secret little spot. It's like her little like hideaway place that she goes.
What the fuck?
It's like her like, she has like a grill back there and like a little like pile of like, I don't know, like composting or something. And it's not a tent. It's like the top of a trash can or something. the way I had created a whole scenario in my head for the last 2 weeks.
And told others.
Not told everybody. Told my girlfriend, told my friends that came over for dinner. I'm like, oh, there's a guy living in the woods. Like, he lives back there. He walked across. He scared the dog. Now I'm not sure what scared the dog 2 nights ago, but
probably a raccoon, you idiot.
The way I was like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh my God, Dana.
I'm like, I have to stop with this podcast because I'm like, obviously there's a person living in the fucking woods. What else could it be? Why would it be some weird hippie compound compost pile?
Dana, also, what is your neighbor doing in that little thing? I'm curious now.
Well, I have to go back there now because I was like, when she was like, oh, it's my compost pile, and like, I have a grill back there, and I just like, because what if you saw
what is she grilling
I don't know,
back there, bro?
Because like maybe she doesn't want to do it in the part where her yard is so pretty and nice. I don't know. It's like beyond into the woods, so I'd love to see it from her. Maybe there's a little trail. I just can't see it because it's 2 yards over. Girl. All I can see is the top of the thing.
You are the most paranoid. I love that, though.
I've like the paranoid in the dumbest fucking ways.
You have gotten way more paranoid in recent years.
I am paranoid.
This podcast has taken something from you.
Definitely.
The sense of security. Like when you started this podcast, you were walking straight into the woods. You were standing with strangers on the edge of cliffs and looking over and saying, oh, what a pretty view. There's nobody around that would know that you pushed me.
I mean, I still probably do that kind of shit, but, you know.
Well, the other day you sent me something and you were like, yo, this changed me.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
That was a TikTok. That actually really upset me.
Yeah.
I was like crying about that.
That shit like was upsetting.
Because, you know, so it was a TikTok of these boys who were making a YouTube
They're
video.
very famous YouTubers.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And they were making a video and they caught the sounds of a murder like happening live.
Yeah.
And it really got to me in a way that was like, fuck, man, like, we talk about this shit all the time.
All the
right?
time.
Like, whatever.
And it just felt very
and then
real.
To just really hear, like, the terror in her voice and just be like, God, I'm about to cry now. Because it was so upsetting.
I know.
Of, like, fuck, like, it's these, obviously these are real people, but, like, to hear, like,
it makes it more
just
real.
Think about, like, every person that has gone through that and, like, you know, Ted Bundy or, like, whatever, like, all these people that you, like, think about, or even just, like, the family that you talked about the other day, or, like...
That 911 call was very...
Yeah, and, like... Right, and I was editing that same day, so it was, like... Or maybe the next day or whatever, and it was just... It was a lot, and that was so upsetting, where I was just like, fuck, man, this is so real. Mm-hmm. You can Google it, like, YouTubers catch murder in the back. You can hear it. If I wouldn't listen to it ever again. It was really, really upsetting. But
yeah, and the guy that killed her was just, like...
A fucking scumbag.
The fact that her family knew that he had killed her because they had been privy to that, you know, that information.
Yeah, she, like, texted them or messaged them, like, he's taking me into the woods. I don't know what's going on. Like,
exactly.
It's so fucking scary. And
yeah, just like, oh my God.
It was awful. It was awful. And then just, like, circumstance, right? Like, these three... They were 2 or 3 young boy, like, YouTubers, and they're just, like, happened to be in the woods, and you can hear them being like, holy shit, what is that?
Well, they were there, like, ghost hunters or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they were
That's
doing.
what their YouTube thing's about, or whatever. And they posted it. They called the police. But the police weren't able to, like, find anything or whatever. It was the middle of the night.
Something in the middle of the woods,
yeah,
like,
it was the middle of the night. Especially since, like, sounds in the woods travel,
right?
You know?
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
Anyway,
it was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. On that note...
I mean, yeah, thank you for bringing down the mood of the room.
On that note, let's talk about a funny murder.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's a funny murder?
Well, it's... This is going to be a little more lighthearted than we're used to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. A fun murder.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I guess... Mainly because it was unsuccessful. Attempted murder?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't successful.
It was not successful.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm Sean McCabe.
And I'm Carrie McCabe.
We are, well, married, obviously, but we're also obsessed with the darker side of things.
True crime stories, alien abductions, poltergeists. If it leaves you scratching your head and keeping those lights on at night, we want to hear about it.
That's why we host the podcast Ain't It Scary with Sean and Carrie.
Every week, we bring our listeners a true story guaranteed to send chills down your spine. From history's most brutal serial killers to the mystery of spontaneous human combustion.
Yep, lots of these stories leave unanswered questions behind, and you'll get to poke through the rubble of the evidence with a hardened skeptic and
someone whose mind is more open to fun.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
The show really feels like just kicking back with us at home and chatting about monsters and tragedies, but having a few laughs along the way.
Just like we'd be doing if the mics were off, frankly.
You can find Ain't It Scary with Sean and Carrie wherever you get your podcasts, and on social media at Ain't It Scary. Come play with us.
Forever and ever and ever.
Well, hello there. I'm Regina King, the Evil Queen.
And I'm Lynn Roskamp, the Docent of Darkness, and we're the hosts of Disturbing Interests.
Do you get excited about mummies, decorate in skulls, obsess over the loss of the Library of Alexandria, even though it was lost in a different age?
Do you kill the conversation with your in-depth serial killer knowledge, facts about items made out of human skin, or have a strange longing to know the softer side of Mothman?
Have you spent an objectively disproportionate amount of time studying the life of H.H. Holmes?
Oh, I wouldn't know anybody like that. No, certainly not.
Well, I mean, we did call our podcast Disturbing Interest for a reason.
That's right, we've got them, and we are doing you the favor of keeping the questions like, at what temperature does it take to destroy a cadaver out of your browsing history?
Well, we hope.
Because with us, you might be disturbed.
But you're not alone. You can find us on any podcasting platform under Disturbing Interest, or check us out online at disturbinginterest.com.
All right, so today I got my story from the LA Times, the New York Times, jewofdoom.livejournal.
I'm sorry?
The jewofdoom.livejournal.com.
Okay.
WFMZ.com, and desert.com, and IMDb. Today I'm going to tell you a harrowing story about love, betrayal, revenge, and even forgiveness.
So your last marriage?
Yes. Minus the forgiveness.
Yeah.
One so compelling that it catches the eye of Hollywood right after it happens, and a movie is made about it in 1990. So let me give you the cast of characters, okay? This is Francis and Tony Toto. That's them in real life.
Okay.
Tony is played by Kevin Kline. Okay, that's him in the movie.
Yeah.
Tracy Ullman plays Francis.
Okay.
River Phoenix plays Anthony Bruno.
Okay.
And these two, William Hurt and Keanu Reeves, they play Donald and Ronald Barlip. So these are the characters that we're going to talk about today.
See.
Yeah, you can hang on to it if you
River
want.
Phoenix.
I know.
I mean,
those are the cast of characters, right? Okay. Francis and Tony are the couple. Anthony Bruno, River Phoenix character, and then the other two guys. The three boys are the hitmen. Okay.
Anthony and
Donald and Ronald.
Okay. How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Those names.
I know. And in the movie, they're called Marlon and Harlan. It's so funny. Okay, so Francis and Tony meet as teenagers in the Bronx after Tony emigrates here from Italy when he was about 14 years old. The young couple get married in the 1960s. By 1983, they had moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania with their 4 children.
Wonderful.
Frances was a hardworking wife and mother, and the couple had a successful pizzeria. And as far as Frances was concerned, they had a good marriage. Tony would agree. This is what Tony had to say of their story.
It's a love story. We've been blessed that we are together all these years. There was a one time when we had some rough time.
They had some rough times. There are some people that would not agree about their marriage, and the rough times that they might be talking about are all the women that Tony was stooping.
Stooping? Yes. Okay. The Gumas? Also, the hand gestures that I'm imagining.
The whole time.
Oh,
I'm going to show you the funniest video after this.
Okay.
That's where I got all these sound bites from the news article that's in the links. So Tony would later brag that he had never gotten caught with his philandering.
Okay.
But Francis finds out because he's not subtle about his affairs.
I mean, clearly.
At all. People keep coming up to her being like, how embarrassing it must be for you, for your husband to be like, boinking every chick in the 484, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
In the movie, it's Devo, who's Anthony Bruno's character, River Phoenix, but his name's Devo in the movie.
Okay.
Who tells Francis, he's like portrayed to be in love with her in the movie, but in real life he had dated Elizabeth, one of their older daughters, the year before in 1982.
Okay.
He said that...
Yeah, because he looks young. River Phoenix is a lot younger than Tracy Ullman.
Yeah, they're like teenagers at the time.
Okay.
He said he had grown close to Mrs. Toto and that he looked at her like a mother figure. So he wasn't like thrilled about how he was portrayed in the movie.
Okay.
In the movie, he's telling her that he thinks Tony's cheating, and Francis says, no, like, he's just a man, like, he's flirty, like, that's how they act, he would never do that. And he asks her, what would you do if you found out that he was cheating? And she said she would kill herself, and if that didn't make her feel better, she would kill him.
If that didn't make her feel better. Okay.
FYI, the movie's a comedy, which I watched it. It's very funny. It's 1990 funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In a problematic kind of...
Yeah. Yes.
These things aren't funny anymore kind of thing.
It's not terrible, but yeah. Like, I mean...
I imagine it to be like a Harry Met Sally, kind of like very quick-witted with the, with the lines.
It's goofy.
Okay.
It's very goofy.
Got it.
But the real Frances finds out that Tony is cheating, and she does not try and kill herself.
I don't think I was thinking straight. It was like a love-hate kind of a thing.
That's her real voice? Mm-hmm. I really like this couple. They're characters.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, she did initially try to talk to him about the accusations. He just brushed her off, like, don't worry about it, that's not...
Yeah.
Why are you being like that?
Somebody else's dick.
Yeah. So, Frances decides Tony's gotta die. Gotta go. She hires teenage hitmen to try to kill her husband. So, I'm unclear initially, like, most of the sources say that they try to kill him 5 times. New York Times says that they tried to kill him 8 times.
Okay. I'm going to go with the New York Times.
Yeah. But the New York Times is like a blip from another like local article. So we do know that she hired someone to attack him with a bat and he fought off the assailants. And like he left that attack with just a few bruises and like confused as to why anyone would just like attack him on the street unprovoked.
Right.
Like literally just.
The bat probably didn't have a sock at the end of it.
No, definitely not. So then they place a bomb in Tony's car and they try to blow him up. And it turns out, he's supposed to turn the key, the car's supposed to explode. Nothing happens. Bomb never goes off. In the movie, it's fucking hilarious because her mother is helping her in the movie. And
I gotta watch this movie.
Her mom, she's in the car with her and the mom's like, get out of the car, I need you to get out of the car. She doesn't know the bomb. And they put their hands over their ears. It's so funny. It's so goofy. So after this, she makes him soup. She packs it with barbiturates and she tries to kill him this way. She fucking drugs the shit out of him. 2 days, he doesn't die. Lays in bed. So
sleeping?
Yeah, like passed out, like comatose, but not dying. So this is when she calls Anthony Bruno to come and shoot Tony for him.
Okay. For her, yeah. So Bruno shoots Tony in the back of the head with Tony's gun, that 25 caliber, whatever the fuck, that he keeps in the nightstand. Okay.
Shoots him in the back and they're like, good, finally. Like, he's fucking dead. And then they're like in the living room being like, okay, like now what do we do?
How are they supposed to cover that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's why she says like, I think I was just like out of my mind. Right. I just wanted to kill him.
Right.
It was a love-hate kind of thing.
Okay. So he shoots him in the back of the head.
A little while later, Tony calls her. Hey, yo, I got a headache.
Stop it.
My head is killing me.
Hey, yo, Marie.
She's like, Franny, get in here. My head is fucking killing me. So she's like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? You have a virus. So here's chicken soup with more barbiturates. Just like, he's got to die.
Right.
2 days later, he's still not fucking dead.
So,
he's just slowly bleeding out from the back of his head.
But What about the bullet?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
She tells me he has a virus. She packs him with barbiturates. Nothing. They're panicking. They're like, what the fuck? He's not dying.
He
right?
sleeps.
So
wait, the barbiturates work and
he's just passed out.
Okay.
Okay. And every time he wakes up, they give him more barbiturates. He goes back to sleep. More soup. He's sick. He's got the flu. He's got a virus. Whatever. And he believes her. So
he doesn't see the blood on the pillow?
He's fucking out of it. She's been drugging him for like 3 days straight of steady barbiturate. Like they're like pouring pills in the spaghetti soup, and he's like got spaghetti all over his shirt. It's so funny. So Anthony Bruno goes and gets his two cousins, Ronald and Donald Bartlett. And they're like, the way that Keanu Reeves and William Hurt play these guys is exactly like
William Hurt.
Yes.
The excellent actor.
Yes, and Keanu fucking Reeves.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me show you their mug shots, and then I'll show you I'll show you what they look like in the movie, because I took a picture of their mug shots.
What the fuck kind of hair is that?
And this is them in the movie. I mean, it's fucking identical.
Yeah,
it's so
they
good.
even shaved the side of the head.
Wow.
Like, when I saw Keanu Reeves' head half shaved, I was like, oh my god, they fucking nailed it. It's so funny. Ronald and Donald Bartlett are Bruno's cousins.
Okay.
And they're like addicts of some sort. And so they have a serious drug addiction, and they offer them $500 to finish them off.
Good Lord.
And they're like, we got this.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
For 500 beans, let's go.
Right.
So they show up, and they're like, we got to shoot him in the heart. But they can't remember what side his heart is on. So they stand next to his bed and do the Pledge of Allegiance. They're like, it's this side. It's definitely this side.
Is that the movie or the real life?
In both.
Okay.
They reenact it in the
Jesus
movie,
Christ.
but that is what happened in real life.
They didn't know what side the heart was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they shoot him in the chest, and they miss his heart by an inch. Tony and Francis would describe this years later.
Twice, one in the back of my head, and the bullet went right through the chest.
And the one in his head is still there.
Wait a minute. So Tony, that's the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about it. Mm-hmm. And the one in the back of the head is still there. Oh, got it. All right.
So police catch on to what's happening because people start being suspicious where Donald and Ronald got $500. You know, they're all here like flossing with all this money.
Right.
And these two big mouths say that they're hitmen now. And someone hired them to kill Tony Toto. And so someone calls the police and tells them, like, these fucking guys. I don't know if they robbed them or whatever. But
did they print business cards?
Yeah. So police arrive, they enter the home, and they find Tony fucking bleeding out from his head and his stomach, just lying in bed, but still alive.
Right.
So they take him to the hospital, and they arrest Francis, Anthony Bruno, the Bartletts, and two of their children, Elizabeth and Anthony Jr.
Why? Why the children?
Well, I think Elizabeth is the one who got...
Oh, so she agreed
Bruno
that the father should die.
Yeah, I guess.
What the fuck?
I don't think the kids ever faced any charges, and you don't really hear that almost anywhere except in the New York Times that the kids were charged, but...
So allegedly.
Allegedly about them. But who was charged was Francis, Anthony Bruno, and the two Bartletts.
Right.
Doctors think that the barbiturates are what saved his life.
I bet.
Because it like basically put him in a coma.
Okay.
Enough that his body wasn't pumping blood out.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, you know, you're just like
a lower heart rate.
It couldn't be more bumbling. Like from beginning to fucking end.
These were not pros.
No. So Tony spent 12 days in the hospital, and when he gets out, he immediately raises money to get Francis out of jail.
That's the mother of his kids. Who's gonna make the pies?
That's right.
And then we both cry, and we say to each other, you know, from now on, let's talk, let's communicate better. Something that we should have done before. So that's what was missing.
What was missing was his fidelity.
Oh my God, bro. He just forgave her.
He said, I was caught cheating, my family was in trouble, and God gave me another chance to live, to clean my conscience. That's his girl. He's like, she loves me. She would rather me be dead than to fuck another girl. That's love, baby.
But But did you die, though? But did you die?
Maybe for a second or two.
Oh, my God.
Tony did not want to press charges. Obviously, we can't kill people, right? So she had to face prosecution.
Right.
The prosecution was worried because Tony promised that he would be a hostile witness.
He freaking has a scar from his neck to his fucking balls.
There's a fucking bullet still in the back of his head.
Can't go through metal detectors.
They had to sell the pizzeria to pay for their legal fees.
Oh my God.
no.
So he lost everything for his love.
Frances spent 4.5 years in prison where she spoke to Tony every night on the phone.
Oh my God.
Anthony Bruno and the Bartlett brothers each spent 5.5 years behind bars. Tony said the lesson learned was that crime doesn't pay and cheating doesn't pay, but love pays. Which is not entirely true, because Frances cannot make money off of her crimes, but Tony is allowed to make money off of his suffering. So when they sold the rights to their story to Hollywood to make a movie called I Love You to Death, the couple set off on a world tour to help promote the movie in 1990.
What the fuck?
It said that the couple made close to 6 figures up front with a percentage deal tied to future profits of the movie. Nationally, the movie earned $8 million the first 10 days.
Shit. Bro.
Oh,
How come I never heard of this?
I don't know, because it's funny. Like, it's very, like, your very typical, like, stupid 90s movie.
And
like,
I can imagine Tracy Ullman has a very, like, distinctive sounding voice.
It's her first movie.
Was it?
Yeah, it's the first movie that she's, like, the lead. Not maybe, like, Susan Little. It's her first movie where she's the lead.
Okay.
And
yeah, because she's not leading lady material.
No.
Like, she's not like that classic beauty.
The mom is, like, somebody super famous, too. I can't think of who she is off the top of my head. But so Lawrence Kasdan was the film's director, and he said, this is a story about extreme behavior. The potential is there, I think, for all of us to act in extreme ways. I wake up some mornings with the most extreme thoughts, either good or bad. When they offered it to me, like the screenplay, they told me it was a feminist movie. He ends up with a bullet in his head, and it makes him think. Then he thinks that... And what he thinks is that he loves his wife. To me, it's a story that their love was so strong that you couldn't kill that. Even having tried to murder him, he still loved her. So there's a symmetry there to me. He's too full of life to die, and so is their relationship.
Wow.
The people of Pennsylvania were not too pleased about the film representing Allentown this way. Joseph Rosenfield, the assistant director of the city's Department of Community Affairs, said it was unfortunate that the Toto affair was more responsible for putting Allentown on the map than the recent opening of the Interstate 78 to New Jersey. But that was 1990, so who knows if there's been more exciting news since then. He says, I don't have respect for people who try to kill each other, but that's just my personal view. They weren't the only ones pissed about the film. Anthony Bruno had some things to say about it. He said, the problem I have with it is that I have to live every day of my life knowing that I tried to hurt someone. To me, that is no joke.
Well, then why'd you do it?
I don't know. But this year, the couple celebrated their 57th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And they hope that if their story can help one couple, maybe it was worth it.
How? I don't see how. I don't see how.
Tony says, I have one love in my life, my wife and my family. The girls, just a pastime.
Oh my God.
And when it came to how he can trust her again after she tried to kill him, he says he always makes sure that she eats her food first, and he got a big dog to make sure no one attacked him while he sleeps.
Oh my God.
On his forgiveness of the attempted murder, this is what he had to say.
Can I forgive her? Yes, nothing happened to me. Yes, that's okay. Don't do it again, Shane. Take it easy, yeah?
No.
Take it easy, yeah?
Take it easy. Oh my God.
That's the story of Frances and Tony Toto.
Bro, I am like speechless, and that's saying a lot for me.
Yeah, for real.
So in that 57 years later, can you imagine your grandma and grandpa?
The wait when you see, I showed you old pictures of them.
Yeah.
Wait, they look like your grandma and grandpa from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They just in the video we'll share it somewhere. I guess it's the news articles where I got all these sounds from. He's like, how about an espresso? Why don't you give me a coffee? It's just like he's so fucking funny. And like they kept every bit of memorabilia from the movie. Like it's like they're, and she's so like still really like, yeah, I tried to kill him. Like, I mean, you know, I don't know what I was thinking of. Like, just
she must have had so many friends in prison.
They had to be like, yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Yes,
like,
girl.
I succeeded.
Right.
But wow.
They're so funny. They're so fucking funny. The article, of course, I found this on TikTok. It was the funniest fucking story. I sent it to Cindy. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Like, we have to make pizza, obviously.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's where the pizza comes from.
Yeah. I did not give you barbiturates.
Thank God. We appreciate you.
I'm surprised you didn't make soup.
Well, she didn't know about that. I didn't know about where the barbiturates came from. I knew that they owned a pizza place.
Okay.
But oh my God, so funny. He's so funny. He's like, well, nothing happened to me. It's fine. It's fine.
Jesus Christ. So there was no damage done to his heart?
I mean, he's like an old man now. You know, he's like in his 80s, I think. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They're both like super duper like, you know.
What's the secret to your long lasting marriage?
There's so many like little clips of them talking about like, you know, you just have to talk to each other. We had to go to therapy. I had to stop fucking other girls. Oh my God, it's so funny. They're so cute. And they're just like, you know, they beat all the odds, right? Like, I mean, she fucking tried to kill him. Not only did she try to kill, she like was like, no, he's got to die.
Repeatedly.
Over and over and over again. Like, and like, honestly, like, how do you recover from that? Like,
well, you know what that smells of? It vibes as Mary Jo Buttafuoco. And yeah, that whole thing, because she took him back.
Yeah.
She took him back after
while,
that.
Right?
Yeah. And then they finally got divorced. I think he cheated on her again, and she was like, yeah, this is all
garbage. Yeah.
Garbage.
You're a garbage person.
Yeah. She really pulled another Granny 66. She was like, nope.
Thanks, but no.
No thanks.
Yeah, in the movie when like he bails her out of jail or whatever, she comes out and she's pissed. Like, she's pissed. She's like, I can't believe you fucking cheated on me. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you love me, though. Look how much you love me and tried to kill me. The movie's so cute. I, like, highly recommend you watch it. You know,
I am so watching it this weekend.
It's almost like, yeah, I watched it. I didn't really watch it through the lens of, like, a 2023, like, is it still problematic?
Yeah.
Nothing really felt... The whole thing is fucking problematic, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's
obviously.
like, you know, parts of it, like, he's going upstairs and he's, like, fucking the girl that they rent the apartment upstairs and, like, hey, it's the pizza man. I come to clean your pipes.
Shit.
He's got this, like, very, like, Italian, fake Italian accent that's, like, over the top. It's so...
Wow.
Just, like, kind of charming. Like, I think what their goal was with the movie, like, they kind of nailed it. Considering she tried to kill this fucking guy 5 times.
Yeah. No, it sounds like the movie...
I thought it was so cute.
Follow the story.
Yeah.
So that's it. Wow, I really love your story.
Thanks.
Bro, that was like
funny. Nydia's gonna love this story.
Oh my God, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Medicated Me loves it too.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad.
I'm glad he didn't die.
Yes. I'm glad because we need more Tonys in this round. He's forgiving. He's loving.
I wonder if he stopped cheating or he just got better at it.
You know, I listened to a couple other podcasts, and there was another podcast where, like, well, he got arrested in 1993 for fighting with his girlfriend. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? But I couldn't find any info on that, so I left it out. I'm like, damn, Tony, come on, bro. I'm like, this bitch will kill you.
Yes.
She might succeed.
She might succeed next time. Exactly.
Holy shit. Maybe she just didn't have the energy at that point.
She's like, fuck it. We got 6 figures. Go do what you want.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, that was funny. I liked your story. I'm surprised I never heard of it.
Never.
What's the name of the movie? Love You to Death?
I Love You to Death, yeah.
All right.
1990s.
Yeah, I really love it.
So funny.
So that's it for us. Mm-hmm. We'll see you next week, we think.
Yeah.
I mean, unless, you know... we finally decide to
we'll make an announcement if we end the podcast. I don't think we won't just ghost you.
It's getting close, guys. Granny really put the nail on that coffin. Granny 66.
Oh, crazy.
Could you imagine?
Thanks,
if she's
but no.
Nope. No thanks.
Oh, God.
We'll see you next week. But in the meantime, subscribe so you don't miss out.
That's right.
We have merch. We have Patreon. We have Buy Me a Coffee. You can
Pride merch.
Yeah, we got Pride merch.
That's right.
You can share this podcast with someone if you don't feel like, if you're
Maybe
cheap.
not your grannies, I guess. Probably.
Yeah. You can write a review.
Write all the bad reviews you want. Can we not get the 1 star?
Yeah. That was. I mean, there will be no review that'll top that.
Oh, honestly,
this is nothing. There's just nothing. That was just.
Oh, God, I haven't cackled that hard in
Oh
so
my
long.
God, I love that so much. You can connect with us on Facebook, Marketplace. I'm sorry, wrong thing. Wait, where are we? I was going to say eBay, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, all the places. Yeah. I haven't been on social media.
I noticed.
I am on a Instagram Reels kick.
Yes, I noticed that too.
Oh, she's been sending me Instagram Reels.
Yes, I noticed that too.
I've been on that right now, and I get lost in it, really.
Yeah.
Facebook has just gotten too negative, and I needed a break.
Yeah.
So check you out next week, and remember, do not get taken to the second location unless you're Granny 66. Then you can get taken to the second location, bitch. Be good or be good at hiding a body. Cheers.
Cheers. Are you okay? Jesus Christ. You're so fucking loud. You're disgusting, and I hate you both. Oh, God. I'm crying. Oh, my God. And holding my pee because I almost